My wife came to me a few weeks back and said, "Babe, you need to talk to my friend. Something happened to her and she hasn't been the same since." Now, this girl is one of the most level-headed people I know. Accountant, logical, the kind of person who has an explanation for everything. So when my wife said she was shaken, I paid attention. She booked an Airbnb in Savannah, Georgia last summer. Solo trip. Beautiful reviews. Historic district. Old southern house with high ceilings and wooden floors. Exactly the kind of charming place you'd see on a travel blog. She arrived late, around 10 p.m. Host left the key in a lockbox. Standard stuff. She settled in, made some tea, felt completely at ease. Around midnight, she got into bed, and that's when she noticed the smell. Something sweet, almost floral, but underneath it, something else. Something she couldn't quite name. She figured it was just the old house. Old houses have their own smell. She ignored it and fell asleep. Around 2 a.m., she woke up suddenly. Complete silence. And then she heard it, breathing, slow and steady, coming from inside the room. She sat up, turned on her phone torch, scanned every corner of the room. Nobody there. She checked the closet, under the bed, behind the curtains. Nothing. She convinced herself it was a dream and got back into bed. Then she felt it. The mattress shifted, like weight being redistributed slowly on the other side of the bed. Deliberate, careful, like something trying not to be noticed. She screamed, grabbed her keys, ran straight to her car, and sat there until sunrise. In the morning, she went back inside to grab her bags. And in the daylight, she saw something she had completely missed the night before. In the corner of the bedroom ceiling, a small wooden panel, slightly ajar. She contacted Airbnb immediately, and when they investigated the property, they discovered something that made everything make sense. The house had a concealed attic crawl space, fully accessible through that ceiling panel, and it ran directly above the bedroom, directly above where she slept. Airbnb suspended the listing immediately pending investigation. The host claimed no knowledge of anyone using the space. She flew home the same day, hasn't booked an Airbnb since, probably never will again. And she told my wife the thing that haunts her most isn't the breathing she heard, it's the smell. Because she looked it up later. That sweet floral smell with something underneath it. Apparently, it's a well-documented sensory detail in cases where a person has been occupying a concealed space for an extended period. Someone had been up there long before she ever arrived. Now, here is what you need to know about this. Concealed spaces in short-term rental properties are a documented and growing safety concern. Older historic properties, especially in cities like Savannah, Charleston, and New Orleans, were commonly built with crawl spaces, attic access panels, and hidden utility corridors that modern guests have no awareness of. Security experts who specifically study short-term rental safety recommend one thing above everything else when checking into any unfamiliar property. Look up. Ceiling panels, attic hatches, ventilation covers large enough for a person. If anything looks recently disturbed or slightly out of place, trust that feeling. She was a logical person who ignored two instincts that night: the smell and the silence that felt just a little too complete. She ignored both. Don't make the same mistake. Good night. Stay safe out there.